of the water duelists, I, Helgear, am bringing you the Shark deck profile for post Rage of the Abyss. Whether you call him Reginald Castle, whether you call him Shark, whether you call him Barian Emperor Nash, the water denizens of the depths are here, and there will be blood. Like, sub, and bell, and leave your thoughts on my updated build in the comments section below. But let's count the cards. Beginning as always with 3 copies of the Buzzsaw Shark and the old school water fish in the block retrained. 3 copies of Surfacing Big Jaws. Both of these guys, when you use their effects, will lock you into Xyz monsters. And both of them, if you use a Water Xyz monster, can be used as material for a Water Xyz monster whose rank ranges from 3 to 5. Everyone knows by now that Buzzsaw Shark can target a water monster you control and then special summon one of the same level but different name from the deck to your field in defense with its effects negated. Activating a spell will allow you to special summon Surfacing Big Jaws from your hand. And on summon, it adds a fish shark monster from deck to hand once per turn. It's good to see Big Jaws back on the block. Still playing the 2-2 split of Abyss and Crystal Sharks. These guys can also go for the 3 to 5 deal for Xyz monsters as so long as they're numbers. Crystal Shark can once per turn special summon itself from hand or graveyard by targeting a monster and cutting its attack in half, locking you into Xyz monsters. Abyss Shark, when special summoned from the hand, you can do as long as you control at least one water monster or none. It can let you rota a fish monster from deck to hand, and the first time your Xyz monster deals battle damage to the opponent, that battle damage is doubled. The problem with that is Abyss Shark locks your extra deck to water monsters, while Crystal Shark does not. One right-hand shark, or turning a brick into a wall. We have a Drake Shark this time. One of the new pieces out here joining Surfacing Big Jaws. It lets a Shark Drake Xyz monster that has this as material detach 2 materials to suck up a spell or trap on the field. Then it has 2 once per turn effects. If added to your hand outside of drawing it, you can special summon it. And if you use it as Xyz material for a Water Xyz monster that needs 3 or more materials, this one card counts as 2 materials. I'm playing the Puppet Shark Trap card. If you want to exchange this for a pot, go right ahead. It lets you excavate the top 4 cards off your deck after you discard a monster, or detach an Xyz material from an Xyz monster you control. You excavate the top 4 cards, and depending on the one that you pick after stacking the rest on the deck, you'll get to use effects. If you pull a trap, you can set that trap immediately, and it can be activated this turn. Otherwise, you can add a monster or spell to your hand. It is a 1 activation a turn, by the way. Next up is the Armor Xyz engine. Now, everybody knows how the trap works, but the spell and the monster are both considered Armor Xyz cards. The Reincarnation Unveiling Mail Equips card lets the monster it's equipped to be undestroyable in battle, and if the monster it equips to is battles, you can actually quick Xyz summon. In addition to being an Armor Xyz card, the one Drake Shark, which I forget which duelist who took the Shark deck, took like 3rd place using one of these. So yeah, this is relevant. You can discard a card from your extra deck with the Armored Shark. Then you can special summon one of our watery friends in the graveyard whose level matches the rank of the discarded Xyz monster. And then, during your opponent's turn, while this card is in the graveyard, as a quick effect, it can equip itself to an Xyz monster you control, giving it 500 extra attack. It's actually a really good way to trigger Batman. One Xyz Remora, it's been cut from 2, detaches 2 materials off of Xyz monsters, brings them back, and they can be used for an Xyz summon. One Silent Angler, the last special summon from your hand. One Lifeless Leaf Fish, it is Armageddon Night for fish decks and acts as a Pot of Avarice. Silent Sea Nettles also acts as a Pot of Avarice and can extend from your hand, locking you into water monsters. This wraps up the supportive engine. Next up, 2 Foolish Burial goods, the Foolish Burial, the 2 Ice Barriers, all go with Gamera. This is the Gamera package. Very useful stuff. You can also use Foolish Burial to get your Armored Shark into the graveyard to use its effects once you set up Batman. We got 2 copies of Rare Fish Food. Simple as enough. One Called by the Grave. Easy peasy. We know what this does. 1 Fish Bowl. Hand traps of choice, I have 2 Bell, because Graveyard is still a thing, and 2 Veiler. Gotta love those hand traps of choice. We got the Back Row Hate. Pretty standard. Now I run 2 copies of Crossout Designator because we're not trying to lose to D-Barrier out here. Simple as that. We need our Xyz summons, and we'll stop them when we can. Goes in match, part of a win con. And then Virtue Stream, aka the water variation of Icarus attack, wrapping up the main deck. To the extra, we got the Rare Fish. We know how we're pulling this out. We got the Stealth Kraken. No spawns this time. Just Mr. Turn everything into water and control the board. Control the board. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for number 32 Shark Drake, back in Shark's deck. And with Drake Shark, you can use that as 2 materials for this guy. But you mainly will be discarding a spell to summon its upgraded form, Shark Drake Levice. It deals piercing damage. It strips one opponent's monster's attack. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I actually forgot how I was going to talk about this. But yes, you discard a spell to rank up Xyz change the regular 32 into this one. It deals piercing damage. It can strip the opponent's monster of attack points on detach. But it's an effect monster your opponent controls, by the way. And I believe it can do 2 swings at your opponent as well. So you can dish out double the pleasure and double the bleed. Oh, my cards are falling off the table over here. One Crooked Cook because it gives us some time to breathe. Utopic package. Yeah, they aren't quarter centuries, but it's okay. We got another boss monster for our deck. I run 2 Bahamut Sharks. One to bring out Totally Awesome for the Omni Negate. And then one to bring out Levirtue Dragon, which, if you didn't know, is actually a retrain of number 17 Leviathan Dragon. In Dragon. You probably won't ever use its effects. You're mainly using this monster because it searches out the Virtue Stream, aka Water Icarus attack, on summon. Getting into the armor package, we have 1 Full Armor Utopic Ray Lancer. Sir, it shuts off your opponent's monster effects in battle. After it kills a monster, you can detach the swing again. And it's pretty beefy. Oh, and little fun fact. This is a utopic monster. And some of our fellow shark duelists have actually tested this, where they would battle with this, and then, or not battle with this, they'll use the spell Hyper Rank Up Magic Utopia Force, which ranks a utopic monster like this into UDF. Little fun fact there. We got the rank 5 Armor Fortress. We all know how this works. Full Armor Crystal 0 to shut off the opponent's board, which you usually rank up into off of the fortress. And wrapping us up is Batman! I should have to tell you how good Batman is. You know how it works. Kudos to Daddy Shark for holding it down on the regional front. And that one other guy who took 3rd, rocking the Armored Shark in his shark deck. But that's all I have for today. Be sure to like, sub, and bell. But for now, I take my cards to the box because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody.